Of the harsh, cold ice, shards of ice break and crumble under the tremendous pressure of ships plunging into the white water. Every day, fishermen face temperatures of -40 degrees Fahrenheit, where the slightest carelessness can cause blood to freeze. They don't just hunt crabs, they hunt fortune and fame with their lives. How can just one fishing trip, just a few days on the ice, bring in more than $1,200,000? This is a journey to explore the most dangerous fishery on the planet, to discover the cruelty behind the thick ice. Since ancient times, Alaska has been known as the land of darkness and ice. Explorers in the 18th century recorded that a single night outdoors could turn a tent into a block of ice. Centuries later, those winds still blow, and Alaskan fishermen still brave the danger. Hidden deep in the frigid waters of the Bering Sea is a living treasure, giant king crabs. They are like armored warriors, with legs that can stretch up to 6 feet, weigh up to dozens of pounds, and a single swing of their claws can put an entire fleet on alert. The fishing begins weeks before the first trap is dropped into the water. Crews prepare steel crab cages, each weighing nearly 800 pounds, reinforced with wire mesh and baited with herring or squid. A single boat can carry 250 to 300 cages, stacked like rusty towers on deck. As the ice thickens in the Bering Sea, the men begin their deadly act, lowering each cage through a hole cut in the ice, marking the location with GPS coordinates. Every minute counts. The sea does not forgive hesitation. As the winds pick up and the temperature plummets, the water begins to freeze over again. One misstep, one moment of delay, and the fishermen could find themselves trapped under a new layer of ice. Yet they work tirelessly, pulling each line, because each cage pulled from the depths could contain their next paycheck or their last breath. Each cage can contain dozens of crabs, or none at all. A good haul can yield 400 to 600 pounds of crab. A bad haul can barely cover fuel costs. On the international market, a single king crab can sell for hundreds of dollars. When full cages are hauled up by the ton, their combined value can reach millions of dollars. The crab is not just a luxury dish served on banquet tables in Tokyo or New York, but also a lifeline and economic foundation for all of Alaska. But behind the glamour lies a harsh reality. If production is halved, the entire multi-billion-dollar industry could collapse in just one winter. And then the big question arises. Will nature be generous enough to sustain the dream forever? Or is this just a fragile treasure slowly disappearing into the ice? A sudden jerk from the cable makes every fisherman hovering just above freezing. When the cage is pulled out of the water, the scene is like a pecking order. The sight of dozens of giant red crabs thrashing around in the steel cage is like discovering buried treasure. Will this be enough to reach the $1,200,000 0 cents mark? Each crab must be carefully sorted and measured. Only males with shells longer than 6.5 inches are allowed to be kept. Smaller crabs and females must be returned immediately. Violations of these regulations can result in thousands of dollars in fines and loss of fishing license. The average haul can yield about 150,000 pounds of crab, worth more than $1 million. But every pound comes at a price. Once caught, the crabs are kept alive in tanks filled with cold seawater, maintained at 31 to 32 DEF, about 113 DDC. Temperature control is crucial. Just a few degrees warmer and the crabs will die before they reach shore. Once on shore, the crabs are rushed to processing plants, where they are cleaned, graded, and either flash frozen or kept alive for air transport. From remote villages in Alaska, trucks carry tons of frozen king crabs to Anchorage and Seattle, where cargo planes ferry them across the Pacific. Within 48 hours, the same crabs that once crawled under the Arctic ice are appearing in fancy restaurants thousands of miles away. In Tokyo, a plate of king crab legs can sell for $400. In New York, a crab can be the main course at a $1,000 banquet. For chefs, these crabs are more than just food. They are symbols of luxury, of the raw perfection of nature brought to the table. Few realize that every bite they taste has been paid for with sweat, danger, and courage. But behind the glitz lies an uncertain future. Climate change is melting Alaska's ice faster than ever. Rising ocean temperatures threaten the fragile breeding cycles of king crabs. In 2023, Alaska officials were forced to cancel the entire king crab season for the first time in history, after the population fell by nearly 90% in some areas. If trends continue, the Bering Sea's red gold could disappear within a generation. If you found this journey worthy, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next journey to the world's most extreme frontiers. And let us know in the comments, do you think the era of Alaskan ice fishing will survive as the world melts? Or will it fade into oblivion?